Hello and welcome to round 4 of the World Championship Joust 1A day with me, Rebecca Walker, joined as always by my wonderful husband, Richard.
Maybe you meant my wonderful hip husband.
Yeah, what it was.
Hip hop husband.
We've been trying to start this recording like about 4 times and the computer's been like, no! So I was slightly caught off guard that it was actually working. So on the screen then we have James Walmsley on the left playing Night's Watch Valyrian still, and on the right hand side we have Chris back with his Night's Watch Kraken, and we saw this a couple of rounds earlier being very, very, very mean. So let's have a look at the setups. Let's start with James's side. So he has, always get these wrong, it's not a Northern Keep, it's not a Northern Armoury, it's an Underground Vault. Yeah? Oh yeah, I'm getting there. An Old Forest Hunter, 3-finger hob. I think he's got, it was a Water Dancer's sword on him, and
Practice blade.
a practice blade, thank you. And then on the right hand side, Chris has got a Wendermere, not Wex, a Greyjoy card. What's that one? It's a Greyjoy one, right?
No.
Oh.
No,
What's that?
he had Made the Windermere. He had a Forest Patrol, which is a Night's Watch Shadow card, but had a base cost of 4.
Oh, okay.
He had the Iron Throne and a Rosewood.
Cool.
So didn't fancy setting the Forest Patrol in the Shadows. Doesn't have a Night's Watch location he could kneel to bring it out of Shadow. Probably a factor why. Yeah, setting it up seems good. Got big red icon.
What does it do?
Has 6 strength.
Okay, so it's pretty strong then.
Yeah, 4 cost to marshal, 6 strength, 1 icon. It's pretty nice in the Night's Watch Seer Blood deck. You just kneel a Night's Watch location and jump them out for free. So,
oh, right, so you can just pay 2, so it's put into Shadows and then use... Right. Does it have a Shadows cost as well, though?
Yeah.
Do you remember what it is?
No.
Okay, cool. So, looking then for our opening plots. Looks like Chris players are taking a little time to think. We did see that Chris plays Naval. Be interesting to see if he opens a Naval this turn.
And whether James...
Oh, nice bit. Oh, okay.
Alright, well, thanks for joining us. We can see the concession there from James. If you want to support us on Patreon.
Oh dear. So, Wama has opened with Prince That Came Too Late into Chris's Forgotten Plans.
That is baller. That's really good.
Yeah, really, really good. Obviously, Wama only gets 1 gold from his plot and doesn't get the call effect.
He will get another 2 gold from the Underground Vault, and he does have his agenda as a way of getting gold, as well as the Old Forest Hunter, which he is triggering now. So he's not going to be without golds. He's just going to be without that nice, splashy, jumping Yoran or Cold Hand into play effect kind of thing.
Yeah. So Wama's doing all of this in the plot phase, or draw phase. I can't remember if they're drawn cards yet or not. But basically, he's doing it before he collects his gold to use the Forest Hunter, gain a gold, and put out the minus pick onto 3-finger hob. That means that he'll get an extra gold when it does come to marshalling.
Yeah, and also he got that gold back from triggering Valyrian Steel. Economic options abound. Alright, so Chris...
I don't think he got the gold back from Valyrian Steel. I think he drew the card for Valyrian
did
Steel. Yeah.
Alright, let you off.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So yes, so this is the same Night's Watch Kraken deck we saw in the round 2.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. Which Storm got beaten by.
He did.
I knew you said got Stormrollered. I was like, no, Storm got Steamrollered.
I like Stormrollered though.
Stormrollered. Yeah. So we know it can be mean. We know he runs White Tree, and we know he runs Naval Superiority.
Also runs Quietus as well.
Yeah. Botley Cruise.
Yeah. Oh, talking of Clytus.
Oh, what a surprise, Rebecca.
I bet he was really happy when Wama triggered his Underground Vault. He was like, cool, I'll play Gliders and steal one.
Yeah, that gives him the option to put something out now if he could.
So Wama gets another 2 gold. So he should have 3 in total, I think.
I wonder if he's really doubling down on the choke theme with meagre contribution. I'm not sure if he is, but...
I don't remember playing it in the last game.
No, I don't think he did.
Yeah, and I don't think he played it in this game. That I remember. He might have done. You know, my memory's horrendous.
So I'll follow Hunt the trigger again. Getting some more golds.
Interesting that he used it for and getting rid of a King's Road. I mean, you kind of think the King's Road is more useful than the 1 gold because it lets you put out a character. But it looks like you want to put out the wall. Okay, fair enough. So we've got a Kraken then on Windermere, and then we have the duped wall. Yeah, which seems good. And I think Wama can make sure that both challenges are blocked, can't he?
You can, yeah. Hobby is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 strength. So Hob 1, Fractured Blade 2, Water Dancer Sword 3, 4, 5 from the picks, 6 from the wall.
Okay. Would you want to lose a military here? Would you just give up the wall this turn so that he can make sure that he doesn't lose? Yeah, okay. Yeah, because Chris probably runs marched, and losing Hob would be very, very sad.
Yep, agreed.
So yeah, fully blocking the military, which means that Chris is going to get the intrigue through unopposed. Oh, what's he got? Oh no!
To this.
Ouch.
That's good.
I he ran that. Yeah, that's very good for him.
Yeah, so I think James maybe did not have any other military icons in hand, which is possibly why he played the wall. Otherwise, if you're going to lose the wall anyway, because he knows Chris's military strength of 6, so he made sure he had a military strength of 7 by playing the wall. If he had another military icon, he would have played that to bolster his board, perhaps.
Yeah,
because if he wasn't going to get the wall power. So I'm guessing he did not have a character with a military icon.
A Water Dancer Sword there, going back to hand. That was an ouchy round for James.
Yeah, it was a bit, but he got a wall out. He didn't really have an economic plot. You're going to trigger Hob, so you're going to be full of cards. Like you say, marched is a possibility at this point. I'm sure Chris won't mind marching Windermere.
Yeah, seeing this Kraken anyway.
And getting rid of Hob seemed handy. So that seems like a possibility. Or would you charge your hand at naval? I'm not sure I would. But
no, I don't think naval.
But I'm not the Nice Watch Kraken player.
True. I think March should be good here. Because Hob is drawing him cards. Hob's also got that gold attachment on him. Which means that, you know, Wama's getting extra gold for his marshalling with that.
The thing with marching Hob is he gets his attachment back.
He does, but he's lost, 4, 5 golds worth of investment, plus losing a gold for marshalling.
Well, he might not lose the gold for marshalling.
Ooh.
Because...
Ooh, nothing burns.
Yeah, nothing burns. Because if Chris goes first, Jane can trigger the underground vault, gain a gold, and then Chris takes an action, and then he can ambush using the agenda, the minus pick on to Hob, for example, and then collect it when it's his turn to collect income.
Right, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so there is a way to get the gold back, but it's irrelevant now because there is no mark. We have nothing burns like the cold. So James gets rid of the wall and the Kraken. That seems like a good play by Chris.
Yeah.
Getting rid of 2 copies of the wall, and I think James only runs 2 copies of the wall.
Oh, right, okay.
Don't take that for granted. I'm not sure if James actually posted his deck anyway.
Not sure.
But I seem to recall he only had 2 walls in an early iteration of the deck.
He's gone and grabbed a Gates of the Moon, which seems sensible if Chris is going to be trying to choke him out. Probably wants to try and make sure he's got as many gold options as possible. So we'll be getting the 2 gold from the vault, 2 from the gates, plus the Myers pick, as well as anything on his plots. So it seems good for him.
Considering James seemed to have marshalled the war to help him win that military challenge on defence and protect his board, he might not be so devastated about it. Of course, it's disappointing. From Chris's perspective, he probably feels like he is fine. He got a decent board present. He got Clydas, which puts a lot of pressure on James. He got money and cards.
Yeah, I think he's in a good position at the moment. Like I say, he's got a nice board presence with annoying characters for Whammer, plus decent economy now in that back row. And so far, his plots have been spot on. Forgotten plans into nothing burns.
I wonder if Chris had... Chris puts a lot of decks on Thrones DB. Okay, a lot of decks. He's a very keen deck builder, I believe. And he put lots of decks on Thrones DB. And James put up his Baratheon Valyrian Steel deck. And in his write-up for the Baratheon Valyrian Steel deck, he mentioned how he opened the print that was promised every round without fail. So I wonder if Chris, being an eager Thrones DB reader or user, had seen that and thought, wow, I seem to open this plot a lot. I'm going to chance my arm and open Forgotten Plans.
Yeah. I mean, that's interesting. It's, if that is the case, it's an example of where, you know, although we absolutely love people to put their stuff on Thrones DB, don't get me wrong, it's really good if you put your decks up, but it is an example of where it can go wrong if somebody therefore learns about your habits. Especially someone who's like a renowned player like Whammer, like, you know, most players have heard of Whammer, haven't they, basically? So he is someone that you'd probably look out for at a tournament and just be aware of. So if you had a suspicion you might possibly have to face him at some point, checking up on, you know, his previous decks or whatever, seems like a very studious thing to do.
Well, if he remembers that specific thing, yeah, it could be painful.
Yeah.
Well, we've got Johan taking Clydas here.
Yes, we do, yeah. So I need to just run over something that happened at this point. So Whammer took Clydas and tried to trigger Clydas, and Chris asked if that was okay to do, because Clydas had already triggered. And Whammer explained that because it was another player that was triggering it on their side, that it works, because the card kind of resets. So a judge was called over, and the judge ruled that actually it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I have spoken to Whammer since, and a couple of other players, and looking at the rules references, it does indicate that actually Whammer should have been able to trigger Clydas.
Yeah.
Because apparently it does reset.
Cool. So when cards change control,
yeah, basically.
You can still trigger them again.
It's like you're marshalling it again kind of thing, so it's like it hasn't acted yet.
I see.
It's how it was explained to me anyway. I don't know if those players have...
I mean, here you could see that perhaps if Whammer had that 1 gold, he could have played an attachment on the Seasoned Woodman and drawn 2 cards or got some more gold. Oh, he still has 1 gold anyway.
Yeah, so I don't know how much that 1 gold would have mattered. I don't know if we've looked at the rules reference and interpreted that correctly, and that you should have been able to trigger it. But yeah, either way,
that's interesting.
Have the gold.
So we've got double Botley crews there doing work.
They're the money stealers, right?
Along with the Clydas. However, James still had the resources to play Johan, which is a massive tempo swing.
Yes.
Because he put 10 gold worth of characters on the board just by paying 6 and depriving his opponent of Clydas. And an important green icon.
I was going to say, it's a green icon, and also it's Clydas.
He's dead now.
Who is dead. So Chris went in for the military with one of the Botley crews, and I'm really sorry I forgot the name of that Night's Watch one, the Storm Night's Watch one.
The Forest Patrol.
That was it, yeah. So the Botley crew and the Forest Patrol, and so Whammer's let that go through and kill Clydas.
Would you have just not done anything?
This
way you still put pressure on James's board.
And getting rid of Clydas off the opponent's side seems good. Colliders can be a massive pain in the arse. So
Yeah.
I think Whammer got that 1 gold in the challenges phase, by the way, rather than in the marshalling phase.
Did he?
Yeah, I think he triggered Colliders in the challenges.
Cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
Just for clarification.
To get a water done to sword. Trigger.
It's triggering to get a gold back and draw a card.
So recently, we had some regional in the UK this weekend just gone. I know Savvy, Stephen Miller-Hamnet, won the Manchester Prime with Night's Watch Valyrian Steel. So
Oh, right, okay.
well done to Savvy. And another testament to the deck, I guess.
So Whammer just doing some ambushy Valyrian Steel, drawing cards, getting gold bullshit stuff.
Bullshit stuff. Wow.
I've heard a lot of people talking about how strong Valyrian Steel is.
It's definitely something.
I think with these seasoned woodsmen,
Yes.
that can feel a little bit bullshitty.
Yeah, I can understand that. Gaining, you can gain so many cards in gold, and each game might feel different because you never know what attachment you're going to draw. However, along with Hob, Seasoned Woodman, and the Agenda, you're going to be swimming in cards.
Yeah.
And possible money with Old Forest Hunter as well. And it allows you to play big hitters like Yoren, especially with the plot, the print that was promised. Or the print that came too late, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who didn't come at all.
Blimey. Poor
dude.
Prince. So Chris started that round really well. And Yoren kind of...
Yeah, it's a big swing, wasn't it? Now, this is a plot we don't see very often, isn't it?
Correct.
Ravages of War into Return of the Fields. Obviously, I'm talking about Ravages of War rather than Return to the Fields, because that's in pretty much every deck now.
Well, James is going to be reluctant maybe to trigger Return to the Fields.
So this plot then, each player sacrifices either a location or a character, discards a card from hand, and discards a card from shadows. So it also affects the actual player of the plot as well. So it's an interesting one, but I guess when you're focusing on depriving your opponent of resources, it's useful. Also, I guess if you're coming up against a Shadows deck, that can be really, really good. To get anything out of Shadows against a Shadows deck is always going to be nice.
And get rid of a location of which they're generally quite dependent upon.
Yeah.
I mean, Tyrell Shadow is going to be dependent on the red one, Drayton Arbor, and then probably putting cards in setup. That's really good to hit. Although I don't think we saw a lot of that at Worlds.
Well, I was actually discussing this with Joe Zimmer and James Walmsley, that Day 1A was very Targsy of Blood heavy. And then it seemed that it contrasted on Day 1B, where Day 1B was very, very much Lanny Shadows heavy. And in fact, the top tables, about like 60% of the time, featured Lanny Shadows on table 1. So, yeah, it's interesting that, on Day 1A, there's been a lot of Targsy of Blood, for example, whereas on Day 1B, there's a lot of Lanny Shadows. I don't know how the cut would have changed if those days had been sort of mixed together more. But yeah, it's interesting the spread of deck choices.
I mean, what win, Targsy of Blood or Lanny Shadows?
I'd guess Sea of Blood? Because they'd be able to blow up the locations that the Shadows are dependent on, right?
As long as there's no Robert Strong popping out. Who knows? Guess it depends on setup, like so many games.
Yeah, setups can be very important, but it does feel less and less like that. I mean, look at Hollow Hill. You don't get any setup.
True. Fresh recruit there from James. Is he going to get some fresh recruits, or what? Maybe get a Hob dupe? Hob seems really important to keep drawing card, which means you can use your agenda to get gold to play the cards. He's got so many options, whichever he's deficient in, either card or money he can get.
How does fresh recruits work again?
you search for a builder, ranger, and a steward and add them to your hand.
One of each.
Yeah.
You said your whole deck.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Does cost 3. Not cheap. But yeah, if you need core and half hand, well, you can go fetch him. Need a Jon Snow, fetch him. Need a holder, fetch him. I think holder can be pretty good in this deck.
Oh, Clydas, a Santa.
Clydas, Santa, and Corin.
And Corin half hand.
Corin's a good shout because lots of annoying non-uniques on Chris's side, so that seems advantageous. Clyda, well, James does have lots of economic benefits there. He can put pressure on Chris.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's against the deck that's trying to choke him out, but putting out Clydas after killing your opponent's Clydas. A little bit of a kick in the teeth, really, isn't it?
A little bit. So...
Kneeling it's build at the wall, isn't it? The little Santa dude.
It is, yeah.
Kneeling build at the wall to put out another attachment on the Seasoned Woodman, allowing him to draw a card and gain gold.
And gain a card.
And then paying 4 for Clydas.
Grim.
Which means that Chris will need to lose a gold. So he gets an extra 5 from his plot and the gates, and then loses 1 to Clydas. First time I edited this, I was so confused because I couldn't see where Chris got the extra gold from. It's Mullen?
Make the Mullen, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't see where he'd got the extra gold from, and I was like, where has he got this gold from? Did he forget to pay for Clydas? And then I spotted the gates about 2 turns later. I was like,
No.
Totally forgot about that.
And another non-unique character. But no core and half hand on the board yet.
No. So no power challenge allowed from the Seasoned Woodman.
Yeah, see, that's interesting. What do you think to that?
I mean, I don't think he's worried about military.
Agreed.
The intrigue could have been a consideration, but maybe Chris just wants to slow Whammer down until Chris can regain hold of the game.
James has 2 intrigue icons as well, so...
True. Yeah, so yeah, it makes sense. So power, stealthing the woodsman to get that unopposed and claim. And do the military if he wants, I guess.
Do you know what Chris is naming with the Iron Throne every round?
I think he's been naming Yoron in the marshalling phase, if I remember correctly.
Except the last round.
Yeah, in the first round, I think he waited and used it in the challenges phase.
So he can now say core and half hand next round.
Yeah.
If he's worried about his non-unique. That's the downside for James playing a plot where you draw a card and reveal.
The event, yeah.
Yeah, when you have cards like the Iron Throne which can punish you for your opponent hand knowledge.
Oh, is the Woodman got a practice blade on it?
Woodman has Longclaw.
Oh, is it Longclaw? Oh, okay. That's an interesting choice.
Well, I'm sure at some point James is going to get rid of that Woodman Longclaw back to hand once he has, something worth Longclawing on the board.
So, doing some shenanigans with the Water Dancer's sword just to get some more gold and get the cards in hand where he wants them.
I feel like James has more control over this game as it happens at the moment, and that Chris is maybe treading water waiting for some pieces to show up. Maybe things like White Tree and some intrigue icon and something else to give him some sort of pressure on James' board, because
he's struggling a bit to put that pressure on at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, choke is better when the boards are small and your opponent's resources are limited, but unfortunately for Chris, his opponent's resources seem to be unlimited.
Yeah. Chris also only has 1 card in hand. I don't know how much card draw he has in his deck.
He runs Messenger Ravens.
Oh, okay. I've just been unlucky to not see them. So naval into marched. The naval stop Whammer maybe playing out something really big, but I mean, he's still going to get 3, 4, 5, 6 gold.
Yeah, but then 2 Botley crews will fire, so he'll only get 4 gold.
Yeah, I guess so.
But
so
if you
can't
had
quite afford Corin, basically.
If you had the 0 cost attachment like Sworn to the Watch or Obsidian Arrows or
Noble Lineage,
he can just trigger that on the Woodman and the agenda to get up to 6 again.
Yes, it's true. Santa has gone off to the wall. As has... Oh, did the patrol go from Chris's side?
Yeah, Chris want to...
keep the pressure on.
Yeah, and military from James's deck doesn't seem to be the most pressing issue. So he doesn't need a huge military icon. I think he prefers to keep the economic pressure on instead.
Yeah, which makes sense. I mean, he knows that Whammer's got Corin in hand. He knows that Whammer plays Yoren, so he probably wants to avoid letting Whammer get up to sort of 6 gold if he can. Oh yeah, of course, Clyde has triggers. So that will give Whammer the 6, right?
So I'm assuming the naval treats the opponent printed gold plot as 0, which kind of works against the underground vaults.
Ah. Yeah. Because underground vaults are when your opponent's plot is worth 5 or more, right? But that also counts for any gold modifiers, like in locations and things.
Right, it treats the opponent base printed gold cost as 0, which means James only has 4 on the board. So you only get 2 from his plot, 1 from the gates, and then 1 each from his underground vault, minus 1 from Collider. So that's why he's only got 4. 3 cards in hand doesn't seem to have an easy option.
When do the Botley crews fire?
When the opponent collects money.
Ah. That's a shame.
So yeah, so James collects 2 monies instead of 4. So he got 4 gold. He got a reducer there. So he can marshal something 5 cost, although he doesn't really run that many high cost characters, I don't believe. Alright, you look rather puzzled.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Why?
Shouldn't Whammer have more gold?
No. Because he got enabled.
Yeah, but he's got a Rose Road, a minus pick, a Gates of the Moon, plus the Underground Vault, and Clydus.
Yeah. Well, the Vault, he had 2 on his plot card at the start, 1 from Clyda and 1 from the Underground Vault.
Yeah.
And then he collected 2 instead of 4 from his plot. Instead of 4 from Gates of the Moon pick and Rose Road, he collected 2 instead of 4 because of the 2 Botley crews triggered.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I forgot about the Underground Vault working both ways.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris only has naval.
Oh, what's that dude? Is that a...
Jon Snow.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that Jon Snow?
It is Jon Snow.
Well, I mean, it's a bit late, but the prince has arrived.
I'm not sure he was the prince that came too late.
You think it would have been Yoren?
Yeah, maybe. Depends on the matchup, I guess. But if your opponent got Clydas or something, it's definitely going to be Yoren. So I guess next round you would expect James to remove the Seasoned Woodman from the board to get the Noble Lineage and the Longclaw back, so he can put them on Jon Snow next round.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely seems like a good shout. So I've got a power stealthing the Woodsman. Chris just considering if he wants to take an action.
Has he got Bloody Cup?
He does. Oh, and the Woodsman.
Well, that means he doesn't get power claim against him this round, which...
No, he doesn't, because he can just use Valyrian Steel and put the...
Oh, the Noble Lineage.
Onto Jon or something.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't think that was the best option. He might have been better doing it on Hob.
Hob could be an option, yeah. To, stifle James' draw for a round?
Yeah, but also Like I said, I'm just thinking, I mean, you've literally just said he'll want to get rid of the seasoned woodsman so he can play him on Jon.
Yeah.
And now Chris has done it for him.
That is true.
Not only has he got rid of the woodsman, he's got rid of the woodsman in a way that Whammer can redraw him and play him out and just put other attachments on him so that he can use all the good stuff that the woodsman does with different attachments.
I'm sure Jane probably wanted to play Return to the Field to do it to get a golden card, but this works, I guess, as well.
Like I say, this way he still gets to have the woodsman in hand.
Do you think Chris runs Valar Morghulis? He must do, right?
I don't think he would. I mean, have you seen any dupes? He's not played any dupes. He's not had... he's got loads of like non-unique characters, so they're not characters that would be able to be duped. I don't think
that's the intention to dupe your stuff. I think the intention is more to get the board down to 0 so your choke effect take hold better.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Look, the lineage is on Jon.
Yeah, that's going to hurt.
And Jon able to restand as well.
Yeah, you're going to get all 3 challenges now. Which wouldn't have been... Well, it would have been possible, I guess. But it wouldn't have felt so nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you run Valar, you could do an argument for the bloody cup, returning Clydas or Jon dupe to the top of the deck and then save with a dupe. And then you could Valar and kill the character. But if Chris isn't running Valar, or is running VD, you might want to keep the 4 and 7 coster.
I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess we'll see what Chris plays this round, whether he's got some form of Valar. I mean, we have seen one already play Return. Does he run double Return, do you know?
Probably. Maybe.
I mean, no double Return in Stark's very common. I don't know so much about Night's Watch Valyrian Steel. But...
I'm going to go with yes.
Okay. Guess we'll find out.
Guess we will. Powers seem even.
Yeah, it's pretty even power-wise, but I think Whammer's got the better board presence and has more control over the game than Chris at the moment.
Better character, basically.
Yeah, and better location. Oh, okay. Political disaster from Chris into Whammer's Fire on the Gates. So Whammer did have better locations, but looks like he's going down to the 2 underground vaults, same as Chris, which makes sense. I mean, why give your opponent a gold when you can get 2 gold from a different location?
Well, he's not going to get 2 gold, is he?
No, it's true.
So,
That is true. But Chris will because of the minus pick?
Correct. And
actually, and Baron's 5 anyway. Yeah. I would have totally missed that I didn't get 2 gold for each one now. Chris triggering his vaults and Whammer triggering Clydas. I think if I was Chris, I would have maybe waited for Whammer to finish his marshalling before I triggered my vaults.
Yep, reduce his options.
Yeah, because obviously it's given Whammer an extra gold to play with for his marshalling. But again, you quite often automatically do stuff like that, don't you? It's good to try and trigger your locations a bit earlier, just in case I've got them to blow up. But there we go, I've got another Yoron on the board. Looks like that Iron Throne disappearing was good for Whammer. Got the Yoron back out and stealing the Mace to Mullen. Using Yoron. Oh, okay. And Chris there getting out a ranging party and an Old Forest Hunter. And also a King's Road. That's all of his cards gone from hand.
Unfortunately, I don't think Chris has the mean to win this match now. Not with the board as they are. With James, with dupes on 2 big characters. Plenty of draw options in Hob and the Woodman. Plenty of economic options in Clyda, the Steward at the Wall, Bleeding Woodman. Challenge control, Mace Mullen.
I just need to comment on what's happening here. Whammer did a military challenge, but Chris misunderstood and thought it was a power challenge. So Whammer took his unopposed, and then Chris went to take the power claim, And Whammer said, no, it was a military. So Chris said, oh, I'm really sorry, I would have defended the military. Do you mind if I kneel the old forest hunter? And then he's claimed that. So that's why the power went on and off and then altered.
Okay.
Just wanted to let people know if they were watching. Sorry, please continue.
No, I'll finish my point, I think.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt
I thought
you.
you waited perfectly.
Oh,
But apparently not. You just interrupted without thought.
I wanted to just make sure that it was clear what was going on the board. I normally don't mind you waffling. It's just when there's points that need clarifying.
It was not waffle. It was carefully structured
Of course it was, darling.
expedition.
Maester Mullen says that the ranging party can't do a power challenge, which makes sense. Because now Chris does not have a power icon standing.
Watered down sword becoming economic advantage. Or card advantage, if you so prefer.
Yeah, it's you probably can't tell just from watching, but basically Whammer was making sure that his hand was one below reserve for the end of every turn. So that's why sometimes he collects gold rather than cards when he could be getting cards.
Right, that helped towards dominance.
Yeah, helps towards dominance, but also because he does it later as well, like in like dominance phase and stuff like that. It's all to try and get his hand one below reserve so that he can draw 2 with Hob and then end up 1 over reserve. So
It's like a game in itself.
Yeah, I know. Like quite carefully planning out his rounds.
So I guess we're going to see now if Chris has some sort of reset option. If not, he'll need a really amazing top deck, I think, to claw his way back.
Yeah. Right, what we got? That is not a reset.
James had the counter to a reset other than Wildfire.
So...
In fact, if Chris had played VD, he would have won initiative because he has a King's Raid.
Oh, yeah. So, getting rid of Yoren there with the return to the fields. Mullen was taken from military claim earlier, so that is in Chris's dead pile. Oh, White Tree's out.
I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference.
Probably not.
If maybe if Chris had it on setup or round 1,
Yeah.
it may have made a difference when James was, a little less secure. But at this stage, basically a formality, I think. So, yeah. Nice watch Kraken. Having a good run, though. Top table, so it must be 3-0.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he was, as I say, certainly doing well in that game that we watched.
And we all know Warmer is pretty good at Night's Watch Valyrian deal. Warmer.
Whammer.
That's what the Americans call
Well,
him.
we're not American and he's not American.
But we're playing Worlds in America.
We are.
So he's Warmer.
But it's the World Championships, which encourages people from the world to participate. It's not the American
pronounce Whammer
Championships.
in other languages as well, then. Don't huff at me. Be respectful to my choices of calling him Warmer.
Yes, dear.
Thank you.
Fresh recruits.
Played by Warmer.
It sounds like you're saying warmer.
I am.
As in, like, it's warmer in here than it is outside.
It is. Warmer.
Oh dear. Why did I marry you again?
Under the influence of drugs.
Yes.
Or my amazing charisma.
Well, that is my drug, honey.
My
Yes.
amazing charisma.
Whammer's just doing some marshalling
Things. Is Chris going to concede?
Possibly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Congratulations to Whammer. Commiserations to Chris. Yeah, we will be back for round 5 as soon as we can. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by going to patreon.com/The White Walkers.
goodbye, peoples.
See you next time. Bye.